Now, there really isn't anything radically wrong with dying. Who said you're supposed to survive? Who gave you the idea that it's a gas to go on and on and on? So therefore, one person who dies in a way is honorable because he's making room for others by, as it were, passing on a torch so that you don't have to carry it all the time. There comes a point where you can give it up and say, now you work. And so we die. And so something else comes to birth, which gets an entirely new view.
What is up, YouTube? Live via satellite here, and today we are talking Kingdom, manga chapter 595. And man, I ain't gonna lie, it feels like a long time since I've said those words. Especially on this channel, because if you guys didn't know, I could not upload videos. I was like banned from my own channel. Apparently, there's this evil company out there whose name rhymes with Moesha. Just cannot stand Kingdom videos, especially if you show a panel. So I am going to try my best not to show any more manga panels. So we're gonna have to try to be a bit creative and think a little bit outside the box. So I'm gonna have to switch things up a little bit, guys. We are gonna have to go to extreme measures. Fan art is just not gonna be enough. It's not gonna cut it, especially when I run into fan art like this. Like, what type of diabolical individual do you have to be to draw something like this? So I took a little time off to come up with something new for you guys. And with chapter 595 looking like it's going to wind up being one of those iconic chapters, it's probably not the best chapter to use as a guinea pig. But what the hell, if you don't experiment, how do you know something's going to work or not?
Although this power supply can generate huge amounts of current, it can't send it through my body because it's only set to 20 volts. I can't even feel it on my fingers. I like to put it on my tongue, but before that, I have to reduce the voltage to something like 1 volt because, you know, the resistance of the tongue is much smaller than the skin. And still, if I short the power supply, I get the same 150 amps. Okay, you can see it still sparks. Let's try it out. What the f? I thought I set it to 1 volt.
Well, surprise, surprise, I'm doing a live reaction, so bear with me, guys. But you know what, we'll still have the review at the end. Yeah, so this is my first time trying this out, so let's see how it goes. All right, okay, we start off with, what? Did he hit Kyokai right at the beginning of this? Oh, no, nah, he's close. Now, at first it looked like Shousa was piercing Kyokai, but nah, it looks like he just about hit her, and we see Chigaru looking on. And what? Oh, who is this? Nah, is this Kyokai slicing this man up like this? Oh my gosh, that was Kyokai. Wow. Shousa is done. I gotta go back a little bit. Yeah, when I went back, it looks like she cut Shousa in like 3 places before she finished him off. She took his fingers out, then cut his forearm, then pretty much gave him the same treatment Shin gave his brother. I don't know how she even turned around that quick. That was crazy. But that might have been it. She looks kind of spent here. Josho-sama. So all the Zal guys are reacting. They see that she's on the ground, slumped over. Yeah, she looks pretty beat too. She needs a rest. Oh, then we see Shin screaming out, Kyokai, that's enough. Trying to get her to come back. We see the Zal guy saying, now's our chance. Kill her, avenge Josho-sama. Ooh. She still had more. She still had some reserves in the tank here. I thought she was out of breath. Shin screams out Kyokai. Everybody's looking all worried. Next page. All right, we see Shin breaking through, and it looks like he's using that arm that he was that he was stabbed in by Joe Ren a couple chapters back. Just keep swinging and swinging until no one's left. Hooah! Then over at Chigaryu's HQ, the guys are saying, how could this happen? The Dojaku will actually be defeated. And while they were the ones surrounding the enemy. That's unthinkable. They were our army's cream of the crop, and yet. And then everybody's looking at Chigaryu. You could look, they're looking for answers.
Titanic won 11 Academy Awards and was a big success at the box office. Besides Titanic, name 5 other words that mean big. 5 other words that mean big. Don't help. No helping.
I'm bad at this game.
All right.
Shawshank Redemption.
I don't know, big, large, gigantic, huge, things like that.
Chigaryu-sama. And then we see Chigaryu thinking to himself, what is the meaning of this? Then one of Chigaryu's men says, Chigaryu-sama, to stay here would invite grave danger. We should leave this area before the Heishin unit manages to break out. So long as you still draw breath, we can link up with the Gyun and Bananji armies and regroup. Our priority should be to escape from... Were we wrong? Oh no. Don't tell me they've got Chigaryu questioning himself. Were the two of us not arrows let loose by our master in another era so we could stop Chin's rampage in this day and age? Were our skills found wanting so we could not fulfill our master's vision? No. Could it be perhaps our venerable master Rensojo sent us here for a different reason altogether, Gyun? Then Chigaryu says, let's move, and we see him and the rest of his HQ begin to move out. Then you see a lot of these members of the Heishin unit really look spent, like Kyogai, Hyro, and then we see Gabro panting and saying, Oi, Shin. And Shin, looking exhausted himself, says, yeah, we did it. And wow, you just see crazy amounts of bodies out here. Like, they annihilated that entire dojaku. And it seems pretty cool because you just got to see how excited everybody was. They can't even believe that they were able to achieve this goal. But the funny thing is that they're so exhausted and out of breath that they can't even properly celebrate. Even the simplest phrases like hell yeah are followed with coughs. And there's only one way you can deal with that.
Vacation's over. Let's get started. Let's begin.
Then we get Sosri saying, you okay, Manjo? Yeah. You, sir? What about you? I'm fine. Unbelievable. We were totally surrounded, but we still managed to wipe them out. So this looks like one of Naki's guys. But this time, it's all thanks to that crazy stunt pulled by a certain lieutenant. Talk about a miracle. And then we see Shin. He's a little worried. He's looking for Kyokai. Where's Kyokai? Don't worry, against all odds, she's fine. Denyu, your wounds. Were you covering for her? Just a bit at the end. It was already almost over by then. Compared to what she went through for us just now, this is nothing. She pushed herself so hard that even after passing out, she's still shivering. Sob. Dang, he's worked up. Denyu's really feeling it. And you know what? I feel it too. It's good that Kyokai's still kicking, but we got a bit of a problem, Shin. That was Garo. Shigaryu's going. He pulled a fast one on us. What? What the? Shit, we got too focused on killing the enemy. If we let him get away like this, then this will all have been for nothing. Damn it. No, it won't. Sir? Sosuri speaking. We've destroyed the core of Shigaryu's army here. That alone is already significant enough to determine the victor between our Heishin unit and the Shigaryu army. However, as the left-hand man of a former member of the Three Great Heavens, I don't believe he'll be dissuaded so easily. Over to Garo, so he'll be aiming to regroup, then come for us again? Then over to Naki. That's what I predict too. He'll set up a new HQ somewhere else to use to rebuild the chain of command that he lost. And I bet he'll do it somewhere inside that forest behind us. Inside that forest? That place is huge. How the hell are we gonna find him in the middle of that? Then over to Shin. We got no other choice. We gotta find him before he can regroup. Anyone who can still move, come. Shin can't even finish it, man. He's still hurt. He's still hurt. Captain. Then Naki says, there's no need for you to go just yet. For scouting, the fewer the better, so that the enemy doesn't notice. Running away and hiding has always been our expertise, so leave it to us to find where Chigaryus hold up. Naki. The Naki clan. Until then, get some rest and at least have your side looked at. Right now, you're in no state to kill Chigaryu, even if we did find him. He's right. Get patched up, Captain. Alright, I'm counting on you, Naki. Yeah, we'll handle it. So this is a little bit of a twist. We're actually going to get to see the Naki clan in action. Come on, Captain. Your side and your armor. Yeah, but do Kyokai first. Kyokai's not injured. You're the one who... How? Damn, she's not even injured? Captain. Captain. A messenger. From our infantry. Is it from Infantry Commander Sugan? Yes. And we see Shin turn around and questioning. And the messenger says, he knows that this sounds unreasonable, but it won't take long. So could just the captain head back a bit to where the infantry are right now? And you see everybody's questioning, but we all know what it is. What the hell, are you stupid? Dene says. Do you have any idea what we're in the middle of right now? We still need to go after Chigaryu's head, and now you want Shin to? And Shin cuts him off. Did something happen? Shin. Yes. Yes, sir. Sniff. So this guy's like already crying. He said himself that we shouldn't call for you, but Infantry Commander Sugan insisted that we at least pass it on to the captain. And then everybody's looking in shock. And then, Shin knows who is it. He knows somebody's in trouble. And the guy's just bawling. It's the Deputy Commander Shousa, sir. And then over at Shousa's location, we see Sugan and everybody else around him. And they're all saying, Shousa-san, hang in there, Shousa. Man. Then we see Sugan. He's like, does it still hurt? Nah, it's gotten a bit better. Can you still see? Yeah, it's all blurry though. You just see Kanto looking on. No. Didn't even bows his head to the ground. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's all our fault. All because of us. And he just didn't bow his head down. He's like banging his head around. How could I have? I'm sorry. I'm so... And this is messed up. This is messed up. I was already upset in chapter 592. Then you drug it all the way out like this. Now you're gonna bring the feels back up in 595? Not cool, Har. Not cool. And we see Shousa just laying there and he's like, you really such a pain in the Kanto. Listen, my spear. I'm giving it to you. Huh? It's a hard one to get used to because of its quirks. But it's a fine spear. So take your time learning it. Wow. I can't take this, sir. Someone like me isn't... Then Sugan steps in. Kanto. That's not what you should be saying, is it? And Kanto starts breaking down. He says, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I swear to you, I swear that I will learn how to use your spear, Shousa-san. Good, Shousa says. And Shousa just looks like he's trembling. Sugan, what? And they squeeze hands. We had fun, didn't we? Yeah, we sure did. The two of us drifted from one army to another so many times, so we know our stuff. This, the Heishin unit, really is the best we've ever been with. Yeah, you're right. And everybody around Shousa's balling. Trust me, I feel you. I'll be going on just a bit ahead of you. The men and Shin, look after them, will you? Oh. And then you see Sugen breaking down. Yeah, leave it to me. And he's shaking. And he's tearing up too. We really did have some good times. Then Sugen just screams out, "Damn it, Shin. Are you really not gonna make it?" But then we see Shin galloping in on his horse, man. And it looks like he's giving it everything he's got to make it back for Shousa. And Shousa, legit on the doorsteps of death, jumps back up out of Sugen's hands. And we see Shin jumping off his horse. Everybody's looking at Shousa like it's a miracle. And as Shin and Shousa both embrace, they both say thank you. Let me see. Heishin Unit Deputy Infantry Commander Shousa falls in battle on the Sukai Plains. And that's the end of the chapter, guys. Alright guys, so that was an amazing chapter of Kingdom, and you know what, man, this is why I love the Heishin unit. Because you know what, in the Heishin unit, you're not just a number, and I think this is why Shin's men are just so loyal. Even when you think about how Shin was able to attract Naki from Kanki's squad, like Shin's just different, man. You can tell he cares deeply about his entire unit, and the men really get that vibe from him. Like, not to pick on Osen or nothing, because they're two totally different characters, but could you imagine Osen ever doing a stunt like this? And I only bring that up because even in this war right now where his son is literally hanging on by a thread, Osen doesn't really seem to care enough to even go check up on him, and that's his own flesh and blood. And yeah, I know he's busy running a whole show and all, but that's the difference between these two guys, man. Shin put everything on hold to go see Shousa one last time. And the crazy thing is, if you pay attention to the messenger, Shousa didn't even want Shin to come back, because even though he did want to see him, he didn't want him to put everything on hold just for him. So when Shin finally does show up at the end, knowing how dire the situation is and knowing how many people's lives are at stake, but that Shin came anyway, showing just how much he cares for Shousa, I feel like Shousa's body felt obligated to just stand up and say thank you. And when I look at that thank you between Shin and Shousa, I feel like it says so much. When you look at it in the moment, it could be just as simple as Shousa saying thank you to Shin for actually making it, and Shin saying thank you to Shousa for holding on just long enough for him to make it there. But we also know that it means that Shin's thanking Shousa for his sacrifice and being a member of the Heishin unit, and really just being a friend, and I'm sure it goes vice versa for Shousa. But even though we're losing Shousa, I do have higher expectations now for Kanto, because he is inheriting Shousa's spear, and you kind of feel like it's a small scale version of when Oki handed down his glaive to Shin. And seeing that this happened directly in front of Sugen, and maybe Shin might notice too, they might take a little bit more interest in Kanto's development from here on out. And I'm pretty sure that Kanto himself is going to want to get way stronger so that he can live up to Shousa's memory. But yeah, man, I can't lie, I felt so bad for Sugen this chapter, because you know him and Shousa are like tight. But at least in the end, Shousa got to see both Shin and Sugen, which is a big plus, and kinda gotta give credit to Kanto for making that happen, so I guess he did do something right. But overall, man, I gotta say the death of Shousa was handled beautifully. I mean, Horror built the emotions up by dragging Shousa's death out, man. Because even though it was only 3 chapters, man, if you're reading this thing week to week, you've been waiting like a month for Shousa to die. But to be honest, man, the way Horror did it, I wouldn't even change a thing, because it made the death so impactful. It's almost up there with people like Oki, the Duke, and Bito, and it's now like one of those iconic moments in the series. But now with Shousa's death in the books, we can start to move forward again, because I didn't think anything else major in the story would happen until we finished with that plot line. And to be honest, really, at this point, I have no idea where the story's going next. Right now, everybody's like done. Like, Shin's injured, Kyoka's exhausted to the point that she's literally shaking, and now Chigari's escaped again, and this time into the forest. And with the Naki clan in pursuit trying to pick up his trail, it's really hard to predict where things are going to go from here. And the one thing I'm interested to find out in the next chapter is with Chikari escaping into the woods, like if that was like a part of like his backup plan or something, if he already has any traps and things like that set up in those woods, or if he's just like running for his life. But I am really excited to see what the Naki clan could do, because we really haven't seen too much from them since they joined the Hishin unit. But it looks like we're going to get to see at least a little bit of something from them pretty soon. So I think I touched on about everything I wanted to talk about this chapter. So let's move on to the comment of the week. And I guess it goes out to pretty much a bunch of you guys who were just pretty much wondering when the next video was coming. And I apologize, guys, for missing 2 videos for chapter 593 and 594. 593 was almost done too. I could actually finish that one and put it on the second channel, only if you guys really want me to. But yeah, man, I'm glad to be back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the new style. It took a little while to get out because I had to do a lot of editing this time around. But I'm thinking in the future, I might actually be able to get these types of videos out a little bit earlier than I was previously. But I've said that before, right? But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought about the chapter in the comment section below. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and feel free to share, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.